Steph just dropped me off in field. Another sad goodbye, but we got a big day of hiking today. Big 8 days of hiking in order to get to Jasper. Today we're gonna be heading up onto the Iceline trail, which is pretty awesome. I've hiked it before. It's beautiful, just alpine traverses. We're gonna be starting just heading right up there, and then we're gonna be hitting, this is an alternate route, so we're gonna be hitting the Kwitnak alternate, which from what I've heard is requires some route finding. It's gonna be an interesting day. We got a ton of elevation, basically the same amount of elevation that we had on that first day at Rockwell. So gonna be a big day, gonna be a challenging day, but should be super beautiful at the same time. And it looks like the weather is gonna be holding up for today and a few days into the future. I probably could use another day of recuperation. My body is still a little sore from last week, but that's okay. It definitely rested up. I was not waking up sore and kind of hobbling around every day, which is good. Came from down there, nothing like a little elevation to wake you up in the morning. Ooh, that's a nice easy 1,000 meters of elevation gain to start off the day. I didn't look at the elevation map, so I didn't really expect that. I knew there's gonna be a lot of elevation, but after the last section, I'm just feeling so much more confident. Like I feel good after doing those 2 big days on Rockwall and just before. Yeah, it's crazy how confident I'm feeling right now. I definitely know there's tough days ahead, and that there's a lot of trail that I can't underestimate because it gets pretty wild. But yeah, I just have like a nice steady confidence that I can kind of get through it and I can do it. And I think also like compounding out the perspective that I'm gonna try and have and that I'm having today, I'm just taking it one day at a time and enjoying the day. I think, yeah, my frame of mind has never been better on trail than it has today and this morning. So we're getting into the Yoho Park, and those are some awesome views. I'm really glad the smoke hasn't come back, but we're gonna be coming down in the valley, and you can kind of just see Emerald Lake down there, I think. Just kind of right there. So we're gonna be hopefully passing that because I've heard awesome things about Emerald Lake. And then I think we then continue up the valley that way, or maybe we head up that way. I'm not sure. I really didn't look at the map today, so who knows where we're going. So I double checked the map, and we're gonna be following this ridge here, just kind of midway up, so you can see the trail kind of right along there. And then we're gonna dip in through that Valley Yoho Pass, I think, and then come in around the other side of that mountain and the glaciers there along the Iceline Trail. We have Emerald Lake Lodge, and I'm gonna be there a week after I finish the trail, so 3 weeks from now, in order to attend the wedding of 2 of my best friends, Sean and Louisa. They've actually been in a bunch of backpacking videos, so that's kind of cool. They're gonna be getting married, so super excited, very happy for them, and can't wait to see them. Just at Yoho Lake here, and I want to say thank you to everyone watching my videos, these videos. I had a chance to read a bunch of comments when I was in Jasper, and they're amazing. The support, the positivity, everything was just awesome. And yeah, I just really appreciate it. So I wanted you guys to know that because I'm reading every single comment as I can. And yeah, they're definitely going to be a boost over these next couple weeks here. Got an awesome view of Takakakawa Falls. Look at that. One of the tallest waterfalls in the Canadian Rockies. We're going to be continuing up Yoho Valley, which is a phenomenal valley. If you ever have the chance to get in here, do it. Tons of waterfalls, glaciers, awesome views. We're going to be following this side of the valley down Iceline Trail, one of the iconic trails in the Canadian Rockies. And I can tell you, I've done it. It's awesome. We're going to get to see some really cool views. Yeah. Have you figured out why they call it the Iceline Trail yet? Pretty nice views up here. Yeah. Shout out to Connie, Jane, and Catherine, who I just met. I think they just became fans of the channel. Great to meet them, nice ladies. Yeah, look at that waterfall and the glacier that it's coming off of. Awesome. And these glaciers, whew, woo-wee. Yeah. So we got a lot going on here right now. First up, we got this big ridge here, which is called Whaleback, and you can get up onto the other side of it and hike along it. And there's an awesome waterfall called Twin Falls that's worth checking out. We got beautiful glacier up there and a couple lakes. And if you're an old fan of the channel, like over 2 years old, then you may recognize this lake as the location for the very first Justin Outdoors music video. Definitely worth checking out. Special lake. We're going to be hiking between these two lakes, over this moraine down to that river valley, and then hitting Little Yoho campground, but then continuing up the valley to pop over Kwitnak Pass, which is kind of the crux of the day. From what I've heard, it's tough going, a lot of route finding, a little bit of bushwhacking. So yeah, with these clouds kind of looking a little ominous over us, should be an interesting afternoon. So at the Little Yoho campground, this is kind of my decision point for the rest of the day, but the skies look like they're clearing up, or at least not getting worse. So we're gonna follow this river up, hit Kwitnak Pass, and then it's two humps, 900 meters total elevation gain, and then we'll get into the river valley on the other side, where there's a logging road that we'll connect with, and it's the logging road we would have walked up if we hadn't gone down the Iceline alternate route today. Hey there. We're gonna be heading up through these trees and then up and over that cliff band / ridge. We're gonna be hitting a lake on the other side, which would be nice. There's a pretty bad storm blowing in. You can see it's raining right over there. It's starting to spit. I'm hoping that goes around us, and this little bit of sunshine is what comes in. But yeah, that does not look pleasant. So we're gonna be heading down to this valley and then popping back up onto this ridge and then over that little pass and that notch there. We're kind of splitting the weather right down the middle. Hopefully it stays on the left side of us and we get this kind of sunshine on the right side. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This stuff is really hard to walk through. And I got a whole lot of it. Ooh, tough little section. There's no trail through here. It's gonna be route finding all day. Yeah, gonna be a fun afternoon. So it looks like the plan is to hop along this creek bed down into the valley bottom and then find a game trail that takes us up to that notch right there, or close to it. Yeah, definitely route finding required. Pretty good trail once you get into the forest out of the creek. Just a reminder that this is a game trail. So remember that hill I showed you to get up to that notch? We're going straight up it. Definitely a calf burner. Whew, that was tough. And I was wrong, we're not going up that notch. Actually gonna traverse along here and gain that first pass. Made it up onto the pass. That was probably the slowest I've ever hiked on the Great Divide Trail so far. That was really, really tough. Whew. Yeah, and not a lot of trail. That game trail was kind of it after that. It kind of petered out, and then got up here and gonna be heading down into that river valley and camping somewhere along the river. Those are some rocky mountains out there. Wow. I'm coming down off the pass, following this orange flagging tape that Dan Durson put in. Thank you, Dan. And yeah, still 4 kilometers away from the camp site that I want to stay at. And yeah, today was one of the tougher days. Whew. Especially that last little bit just kicked my butt. Haven't had to do route finding like that since section A. So it was, yeah, the alt routes, they're beautiful, and I definitely don't regret any of them, including this one, but they're tough, really tough. But that's okay. Tomorrow is a little bit of an easier day, or should be. We might have some pretty big creek crossings to go through, but otherwise it's kilometer-wise and elevation-wise just a lot smaller of a day. So I might sleep in a little bit, show you guys some of my morning routine, and if we get to camp at a decent time, then do some more camp video shooting too. The reason why I haven't been shooting as much footage around camp is that I'm up and gone in 20 minutes, and then I'm in bed within 30 minutes of getting into camp. So it's such a small part of my day being at camp that I just don't film very much of it. But I'll try and do better for you guys, show you some of that aspect of the trip. So I made it down to the road, which is much less of a road than I thought it was going to be. I actually thought it was still in use, so definitely a decommissioned road for a while now. And yeah, that was one of the toughest days yet, and that's with me being conditioned like over 3 weeks in. So if you're considering that Kwitnak alt, then definitely make sure that you're up for it, because between the bushwhacking and route finding and then uneven ground, and yeah, it just really takes a toll on you mentally and physically. And then compound all that with the fact that I was seeing bear signs all day, and that just like left me with a level of some anxiety that was just there throughout the day. And I think I mentioned in section A, when you're route finding like that, you have to be mentally switched on the whole time. So it just is way more mentally exhausting. Like I'm just spent right now. So yeah, looking forward to walking this easy road for a bit, cross the little stream up here, and then get to camp. Gear of the day, Injinji toe socks. I haven't had any blisters at all yet. I haven't even had to put Leuko tape on hot spots, which is crazy. I've never been prone to blisters in the past, but I figured with some of the big days and just my feet being wet constantly, I would have some blisters. So between the shoes and Injinji socks, I think that's what's doing it for me, and just having maybe some tougher feet. But yeah, the Injinji toe socks work, and I think the fact that I got really thin ones was a good call.
Got to camp, got everything set up, and ready for bed. Super tired. Definitely gonna sleep in tomorrow. Got an interesting day tomorrow. Got 2 alts that I'm doing, alternate routes, but hopefully they're not as intense as the K alt that we did today, because that kicked my butt. But we'll see. Only time will tell. See you guys tomorrow.